Boris Johnson's demise as Prime Minister has been greatly exaggerated. Sure, he remains on political death row. Absolutely, he's made major mistakes, especially in regards to his lockdown policies throughout the pandemic and the Partygate mess and high-tax, big state approach that has followed. But the BBC and the media establishment have become convinced they can depose Prime Ministers at will. And it's time for viewers, for voters, and most importantly for Tory MPs, to remind them that they can't. It's possible to be furious, perhaps even incandescent with rage with a PM, and certainly deeply let down, without them having to get the sack. That sort of cancel culture is bad for democracy. I watched as it happened in Australia, where there were 5 prime ministers in 5 years, and only Scott Morrison will manage to finish a term. Between 2013 and 2018, a craven media helped finish off Julia Gillard, Kevin Rudd, Malcolm Turnbull and Tony Abbott. Now the UK could fall into the same trap, driven by an emboldened media that believes if they focus on one story incessantly over a period of 2 months, as they have with Partygate, ignoring lots of important news, and then help to lead to really diminished poll results, they will help force regime change. I believe that sets a dangerous precedent that could see us head into Aussie territory, especially given David Cameron and Theresa May were both finished off by Brexit. By the way, many legends from the BBC's past believe the corporation is heading down this anti-democratic path. Take, I would say, the country's, or certainly one of the top 3 best ever TV executives in this country, Michael Grade, a former BBC chairman, now applying to run the broadcasting regulator Ofcom, who has slammed the Beeb as aggressive, macho and disrespectful towards the government. In a fascinating interview with the Daily Telegraph at the weekend, Grade said, "What I don't like is the tone. Take the BBC's coverage of the current political crisis. It's the lead story. Of course, I'm not questioning their news values, but the tone is too aggressive. It's so gleeful and disrespectful. Are you lying to the British public?" It makes them sound as if they've made up their minds, which I don't think they have. But it's, we've got a story, we're going to nail this bastard. Grade added, not one journalist has asked any of the people queuing up to bash Boris, would you like to go on the record and say whether you've obeyed all the COVID rules throughout? They never put it in context. A lot of the main critics of Boris are disappointed and disaffected people that were in the cabinet and aren't now. Grade has summed it up perfectly. The BBC has treated Partygate as a golden opportunity to depose the man who they despise for delivering Brexit, and are now even more furious with him because, of course, he wants to clip the Beeb's wings. I repeat that I believe Boris Johnson has made many fundamental mistakes, but he must be given an opportunity to turn things around, especially given he was elected with this massive personal mandate in an 80-seat landslide just 2 years ago. And by the way, for those thinking that disloyal Chancellor Rishi Sunak is the answer, well, I'm becoming increasingly worried about that. The Sunday Times reported at the weekend that Team Sunak is already plotting and is considering the pro-lockdown, pro-vaccine mandate former Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt, who, let's not forget, completely failed to prepare the UK for a global pandemic, as a potential deputy prime minister. No thanks, Rishi. The PM is going through with his promised plans to dramatically restructure number 10 Downing Street. The new policy chief, Andrew Griffiths, wrote in an article for a Conservative Home today, "You would not know it from the media headlines, but families want to hear about our plans to grow employment, tackle the NHS backlog, control our borders, make their streets safer, bring down the cost of living, and return rapidly to the point when we can cut taxes to keep everyone more of their own money, all policies that are rooted in strong conservative values." If only the BBC and the rest of the Boris-bashing media had a bit more time to focus on those issues.